Hello YouTubers, Flyer556 back again. It's another cold winter day here in New Jersey, February 2015. Another good day to do a YouTube video. So here we go. Today's topic is going to be on dry fire practice. I'm going to do this because I think everybody wants to improve on their shooting, their accuracy, and I know I do and I did, and I'm going to show you a couple techniques today on dry fire practice that have really improved my shooting ability, technique, and the results I've gotten out of this each time I go to the range. It absolutely works. The reason it works is because it gives you a chance to actually see what you're doing wrong, what mistakes you're making. Whereas at the range, when you're shooting live fire and you got the recoil and you got people around you and everything, and the gun recoils, you really don't actually get to see what you're doing wrong. So this is going to let you see the mistakes you're making, let you correct them, and let you improve upon that. The more you practice this, the better you'll get. I guarantee you'll see results every time you go to the range if you practice this regularly. This is 100% free. You can do it in the comfort of your own home. I know all of us like to go to the range. A lot of times money limits us, time limits us. There's always factors with going to the range. And again, like I said, you got that recoil factor that doesn't really let you see some of the mistakes that you're making. This is why I want to get this information out there while it's cold out, so you get a chance to really buckle down and practice this at home during these last couple cold months of the winter before you go out there shooting, and I'm sure you'll be surprised with your results. So here we go. I'm going to go a little bit over stance, draw, grip, sight picture, sight alignment, trigger break, trigger control, and trying to repeat the same repetitive motion over and over again. That's the whole purpose of doing this. Also, so you can see what's going wrong when the shot breaks, because you're not going to have any recoil. So I guess we'll just get started here. We're going to primarily be using this. I'm going to show you a couple of guns today, but this is an airsoft gun. It's very similar to a 1911 Colt. It's made by Black Ops. It's called the Scorpion. You can buy this at Dick's Sporting Goods. I think they get about 60 bucks for it. That's where I bought mine. I understand from watching YouTube videos about it, Walmart sells it. I think they get a little over 70. It's an all-metal construction gun. Again, it's an airsoft gun. It's not a real gun, but I shoot primarily 1911. That's my favorite choice of handgun. So this is primarily what I train with. The gun's unloaded. There's nothing in the magazine. Nothing in the chamber. Okay. Safety on. Reholster the weapon. That's primarily what I use to train with, because I mainly shoot 1911. So I guess we're just going to go with it. I'm going to show you what I do and why I do it. And you practice this and I guarantee you'll see results for free without firing one single live round. So here we go. Basically, I stand in my room here. In any room, pick a room, whatever room you practice in or you like to hang out in, that's fine. Whatever you do, make sure the gun that you're using is completely unloaded and there's no live ammunition around. You can use a real gun. Most guns, it's perfectly fine to dry fire. I just choose to use this because I choose to use this. It's your choice. You can use whatever you want. But I use this, and basically I'm going to show you a couple techniques I use and what I do and how and why it works for me. Basically, I'm in a room here where I hang out, where my guns are. There's no live ammunition around anywhere. Any live ammunition is locked up and put away. That's important. You don't want any live ammunition. And again, check your gun, make sure it's empty, check it, and double check it. Okay? I'm absolutely sure this gun is clear. So, basically, I stand in the room, I set up a target in front of me, approximately 7 yards away. What I do is I focus on that target just like I'd be at the range. I mainly shoot 7 to 10 yards is where I zero all my handguns in at, which is a good, if you're in your house, that's about the furthest you're going to be shooting anyway, so that's where I zero my guns at. So I can pretty much simulate what I do at the range right here in my house. So I set up a target 7 yards in front of me. I stand in front of it, I look at it, I get my stance. You want a decent stance, knees slightly bent, facing the target, ready, just like you would be at the range. This is what I do. Basically, I practice 5 things in my draw, because you want to do everything the same way every time. This is what I'm trying to explain to you here. So I broke it down very simple. What I do is 5 things: grip, draw, negotiate, okay, high ready, push out, release to safety, break the shot. Okay, look right, look left, no threats, back to the high ready, engage the safety, reholster the weapon. What I do is I practice this over and over and over, because what happens is instead of having to think about the grip, the draw, the negotiate, the connect the support hand, to the straw hand, the push out, the break the shot, I don't have to think about any of that. It's natural now, because what's happened is it's become what's known as muscle memory. What muscle memory is where it's so etched into your brain, you don't have to think about it anymore. You can concentrate more on what's going on around you, your surroundings. Okay? So anyway, I just want to get it out there, what I'm doing. I don't have to think about it, but if you're not so familiar with this, I want to get it out there. Maybe you want to take notes or whatever. It's 5 basic steps, the way I do it. I grip, draw, negotiate, which in negotiate you're doing a couple of things at the same time. You're connecting your support hand to your strong hand. The strong hand is the hand that you grip the gun with. Your support hand is your other hand. So in your negotiation, you're connecting your support hand, and then you're in the position of what's known as the high ready, where at this point you could actually release the safety and fire the gun if you had to. But after step 4, you're going to push out, focusing on the front sight, and when the sights become aligned, break the shot. Okay? So let's run through that one more time. You ready? You're going to grip, draw, negotiate, connecting your support hand, release the safety, focusing on the front sight, push out, and break the shot. Okay? Look right, look left. Everything is cool. Back to the high ready, engage the safety, reholster the weapon. That's technique number 1 that I use. I do that over and over and over to develop the muscle memory, so I don't have to think about what I'm doing. It's automatic. Break the shot. Okay? So we'll do it one more time. Reset the gun, engage the safety, one more time. Kind of want your hand on your stomach when you're going to do this. This is how I do it anyway. If you're carrying concealed, you kind of have to uncover the gun. So whatever works for you, you got to figure out what works for you and practice what you want to practice in whatever type of situation you expect that you're going to be in. But this is what works for me. Okay? So if I was about to shoot at the range, I'd be ready. Timer would go off. I would grip, draw, negotiate, connect my support hand, release the safety when I'm in the high ready, push out, focusing on the front sight, break the shot. Okay? Look left, look right, everything is cool. Coming back to the high ready, no more threats, engage the safety, reholster the weapon. Okay. One last time, I'll do it one more time, then I'm going to show you another technique. Ready? Timer goes off. Grip. Get a good firm grip. Draw. Negotiate. Connect your support hand. Release the safety while you're in the high ready. Push out, focusing on the front sight. Break the shot. Look left, look right. Back to the high ready. Re-engage the safety. Reholster the weapon. Okay. That's enough of that. Now I'm going to show you another technique you can do to practice trigger reset and trigger control. So here we go. It's kind of the same as last time. Ready, timer goes off, grip, draw, negotiate, release the safety, push out, line the sights up, break the shot. Okay? Now, don't let go of the trigger. Cycle a weapon to simulate a shot being fired. Don't let go of the trigger. Keep the trigger depressed. Okay? Now, as you release the trigger, this is called your trigger reset. Keep your sights right on target. Trigger resets, break the next shot. Okay, what that does is that allows you to practice your trigger reset. After the first shot, you don't want to completely release the trigger. You only want to release it until it just clicks. When the disconnector disengages the sear and it allows you to break the next shot, that's it. And then you want to break the next shot. You don't want to completely reset the trigger. I mean, you want to completely reset the trigger, but you don't want to completely release the trigger. That's trigger reset. Okay? Now this is doing a few things. It's giving you muscle memory because you're learning exactly how you do it every time. Over and over and over. Same thing every time. Nothing changes. And it's allowing you to practice your grip, your stance, your draw, breaking the shot, your trigger reset, all of those things at home for free without ever firing a live round. Now, when you actually break that shot and your sights are dead on target and you see them and the shot breaks, you can clearly see if that sight moved in any direction. You'll see it right as the shot breaks. That's why I say going to the range all the time, that's the part that you don't get to see. That's the part that you could be doing something wrong that you're never going to see with the recoil. So you're never going to know exactly what you're doing wrong. Whereas with this, when you push out and you're focusing on the front sight and you got them dead aligned and you break that shot, you see if it was still on target or not when the shot broke. If it's not, you know you're doing something wrong. So now, you can practice on that and you can try and try and try over and over again. You don't have to do it all day long, but a few minutes each day or a few minutes a couple times a week. Do it, do it, do it. Do it to the point where, one, you learn exactly what you're doing, exactly the same every single time, and you don't have to think about it. It becomes automatic. And get it to the point where you know when you push out and you're focused on that front sight and they're aligned and you break that shot, them sights never move. They stay dead on that bullseye. That's what you're looking for. Practice that over and over and over. And when you get that clean break and it breaks and they don't move and you see it's dead on and never moved, I guarantee the next time you go to the range you'll be impressed with your shooting. It's going to improve. And by doing that and getting that muscle memory and everything, your speed will improve. That'll come with time. Practice and time. But your accuracy definitely will improve by just practicing over and over those steps. And just like that, the trigger breaks. Don't let go of the trigger. Keep it squeezed. Cycle the action to simulate a round being fired. Gently let the trigger reset. As soon as it resets, break the next shot. Okay? That's dry fire practice. Now what that does is, just as I explained, it's going to let you develop muscle memory where you don't have to think about the draw, the push out, the sight alignment, the sight picture. All these things are important. But if you have to think about it, then you really can't concentrate on everything else. The actual threat that's going on in front of you or around you, you're concentrating more on trying to do that. So by eliminating the thinking, it makes you have a better perception of what's going on around you, which is most important. Because it's a proven fact that in a threatening situation, you're only half as good as you are on your best day. So therefore, the more things you can eliminate, the better chance of survival you're going to have in a life-threatening situation. So that's why it's important to develop muscle memory. Okay? This is why I say to do this. And It works. It's guaranteed it works. It's free. You can do it at your convenience in your own home without ever firing a live round, completely for free. So that's what I do as far as basically the dry fire practice. I do the grip, draw, negotiate, push out, and break the shot. Okay? Back to the high ready, look left, look right, engage the safety, reholster the weapon. That's that. Now there's more you can get into it, more you can do. I'll show you briefly a couple of things you can do. But another thing you can do when you go to the range to catch yourself is you take a gun, regular 1911, whatever the case is, take whatever, revolver, it doesn't matter. If you reload, or you know somebody that reloads, have them load up a few dummy rounds. What that is a case, a shot primer, not a live primer, no powder, and a bullet. Load you a few of them up, mix them in with your ammo. Load your magazines, or even better yet, have someone else load your magazines, so that when the guy hands you the magazine, here you go, you put it in, you don't know what ones are live or what ones are dead. So you grab the gun, you're at the range, you take the gun and you start shooting. Boom, boom. Then you pull the trigger and it clicks. It doesn't do anything. Okay? Right there is where you're going to see if you're flinching, or if you're pulling a shot to the right, or pulling a shot to the left, or pulling the gun up when you depress the trigger. When it goes boom, boom, you're not going to notice that. But when you hit that dead round, that's not going to go bang, it's going to go click. That's when you're going to see the mistake you're making. Okay? That's why it's so important. So then, you simply eject that round, let it fall on the bench, resume shooting. Boom, 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 click. Okay? You're not going to know when it's going to click or when it's going to go boom. But when it goes click, that's when you're going to see the sight picture, and you're going to see if that sight stays aligned and dead on that bullseye, or if it pulls to the right or pulls up, or whatever the case is. That's where you can catch yourself making a mistake, and you can improve on that by practicing this and practicing it and practicing it and practicing it. Snap caps work, dummy rounds work, but if you're going to use them, you really kind of, you don't want to know when it's going to happen. That's the whole trick to catching yourself doing something wrong. You want to have somebody else load your magazine, or if you're using a revolver, drop your 6 in, spin it and close it, so that you have no idea where the live ones are and where the dead ones are. And then when you push out and you go to take your shots, bang, 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 click. That's where you're going to catch yourself. Okay? So, with all that, basically that's it. Dry fire practice. It's free. It can be done in the comfort of your own home. You never got to fire a live round. And one more thing I could show you that I do. Primarily doing it just like that with no ammo. This actually operates on CO2. It does, when you fire this with CO2 and BBs in it, the slide does actually retract and go forward and everything, just like a real gun. So what I'll do, like once a month I'll do this, and actually I'm going to do it right now just to show you guys what I do. Now there's no BBs in here. They would be right here if they were in here. Okay, they're not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I do about once a month. I do my dry fire practice every couple of days. I keep this thing on top of the cabinet, unload it, because it's not a real gun, so it really doesn't need to be secured. And once a month what I'll do is I'll take a live CO2, I'll put it in, goes in here like this in the magazine. You screw this down. Okay, this is almost like live fire without live fire, that you can do in the convenience of your own house with one of these. Okay, CO2 is in the gun now, but no BBs. Okay, nothing in here. So we're going to put the magazine in the gun, going to charge it, safety on. What I can do with this is, instead of hanging one target on the wall over there, I can hang 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever. Okay? Then, safety on, weapons holstered. Now, we only got CO2 in here. There's no BBs, no ammunition, but it's gonna fire. So by doing it like this, I can engage multiple targets. You can take it to the next level. Again, this is basically for free because the CO2 you can buy at Dick's, $20 for 25 of them, and you get 60 shots out of each one. So basically for $1, you can take 60 live fire shots at home at your convenience. Okay, so this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to simulate engaging multiple targets. Grip, draw, negotiate, high ready, release the safety, push out. Okay, that's 3 shots on target. Left, right, no threats, engage the safety, reholster the weapon. Okay, now let's say I want to put 2 shots on this target and 2 shots on this target. Okay, we can practice that right here. Grip, draw, negotiate, safety off, push out. Okay, left, right, looks cool, safety on, reholster the weapon. This is another thing I do. I only do this about once a month because like I said, I like to keep it totally free, and you really want the no recoil. This way you can catch. When that shot breaks, you can really see if that sight alignment changes at all. You'll see it in that split second when the hammer drops. You'll see if that sight picture changed or not. That's what you're looking for. You want to catch that. You want to keep it where the shot breaks and them sights never move. But occasionally, once a month in the cold weather when I'm not shooting, I shoot about 8 months out of the year. I shoot 100 rounds a week, about 8 months out of the year. 4 months out of the year when it's cold out, I don't shoot. So if you do the math, I'm shooting approximately 400 rounds a month, 3,200 rounds a year, give or take. I'd round it off to an even 3,000 because I may not go every week. So if I miss a couple weeks, let's just call it 3,000 rounds of live fire practice. But in between that 3,000 rounds of live fire practice that I do, I probably do 10,000 of dry fire practice. Okay? But once a month, like now when it's cold out and I'm not doing any live fire practice, just to get a feel for some recoil, what I'll do is just what I did. I'll put more than one target up, and it really simulates the range because it's 7 yards out. I got multiple targets up and I can engage them. So I can grip, draw, negotiate, release the safety in the high ready, push out focusing on the front sight, and put 2 shots on each target. Okay? Look left, look right, engage the safety, back to the high ready. Everything is cool. Reholster the weapon. Okay. That's the 1911. I do this with another gun too because I got quite a few revolvers and I like to shoot revolvers. So this is another gun that I have. This is a BB gun. It's a replica of a Colt Python, which I have a real Colt Python. I have a video on it. You could check that out. This is unloaded. Basically, this thing breaks open. The BBs would go in here, pellets or whatever you want to shoot. CO2 goes in here just like the 1911. Okay, you close it up, pull the hammer. This little cylinder rotates and puts a round in front of the barrel, but as you see, it's empty. This is a double action, single action, same thing as a real Colt Python, but it's a BB gun. So I also use this for dry fire practice. What I'll do with this is I'll just have my one target on the wall like that. Let's take the 1911 out. This is a 45 holster. It's not really made for this, but I guess we could use it for this just to show you what I do. I don't even necessarily really draw this. I pretty much just dry fire, but just to show you, you could do the grip, draw, negotiate, cock your hammer, focus on the front sight, push out, and break the shot. Okay, look right, look left, everything is cool. Back to the high ready, reholster the weapon. Same thing. Nothing wrong with just standing there, focusing on the front sight, breaking a shot, making sure them sights never move. Recock the hammer for another single action shot, focus on the front sight, break the shot. You could stand there all day doing this. Okay? Or for 5 minutes each day, or for 10 minutes twice a week, whatever works for you. But but you're never going to spend one penny, and you can fire thousands and thousands of rounds, and you really get a lot out of it. You really get a lot out of it, because it allows you to see exactly where you're making your mistake. Okay, that's it. That's my tip for today on dry fire practice. Grip, draw, negotiate, high ready, focus on the front sight, push out, break the shot. That's the way I practice it, and it'll allow you to see your mistakes. It'll allow you to see any mistakes you're making and try to improve upon that. And if you practice this and practice it and practice it, I guaranteed results. The next time you go to the range, you'll see improvement. Thanks for watching my video. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Enjoy. Flyer 556, I'm out.